Ronnie Kiplangat was last seen leaving the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Kikuyu on 21st December. It was a Saturday, a Sabbath, and he was serving in church like he does. Ronnie is the brother of Gideon Kibet, or Kibet Bull, the cartoonist behind those viral silhouettes. But Ronnie is not a critic of the government. He's not even active on social media. The congregants here say they saw a suspicious Probox vehicle that came into the compound. They confronted the occupants and they drove out. But Ronnie never made it home. The church has no security cameras installed, so they cannot reveal what happened on that day. But the residential building directly outside their gate has CCTV cameras facing both directions. Unfortunately, the family of Ronnie and Kibet and the church leadership have not been able to access these cameras.
If there is a story that should never miss in our headlines, is this story of abductions. Larry Madowo is saying the government is yet even to go and retrieve a CCTV footage from that house. These 6 boys you are seeing here, Kibet Ball, Billy Mwangi, Ronnie Kiplagat, who is the brother to Kibet, Peter Muteti, and Bernard Kavule, are still missing more than 10 days after they were mysteriously abducted from the streets. And these boys are yet to be found. Justin Muturi, the Cabinet Secretary on Resource and Human Resource Development and Public Service, is saying, as government, and is telling the president something that in this podcast we've been insisting. And Muturi contradicted William Ruto's position that they don't know who is abducting these young boys. While attending an event, the burial ceremony in Embu, Speaker Muturi told off the president that as government, they cannot say they don't know. They must own up on their inefficiencies.
I am not here to defend anything that has been said is wrong or has happened. In fact, I want to associate myself with the sentiments expressed that there can never be a situation where government says it does not know what is happening. I am not in charge of security docket. I'm only in charge of public service and human capital development. When I carry it, you know that. But this collective responsibility. We must all own up to our own deficiencies where they have been pointed out or where they occur. And therefore, I fully agree with the sentiments expressed. We cannot be here saying the great things that a young soul like Eric, what he has done, and then on the next day we are taking them and we don't know, and they are being taken all over and we don't know where they are, who is taking them. We cannot say we don't know. We are government. We are government. We are government. I mean, I'm actually surprised. I'm told most of the administrators have skipped, but never mind. Never live by fear.
This was coming just minutes after Ichung'wah made some very reckless remarks in Bungoma that Rigathi Gachagua was leading onslaught was leading the battalion that is abducting young people from the streets. I want to repeat the position as Team Bold, as the Bold we've held. The parents are not looking for the abductor. The parents are looking for the children and not who is abducting. There are multiple reports that President Ruto handlers are whipping national government officials to delink Ruto from these abductions. And that is why there have been several spin narratives that have been made up in public. Muturi is reported to have received late night summons from the president over his outburst in Embu. Remember, there always a demand of collective responsibility. That when government says there is no abduction, when the president says in Siaya, I don't know who is abducting, and the police boss is saying we are not the ones abducting, then everyone in government needs to conform to that narrative. And whenever he goes, he should always be saying that we don't know who is abducting. So Muturi took a firm position and associated with the remarks of Rigathi Gachagua and several other leaders in that burial, that government do not have the luxury of saying we don't know. Because they are the ones. They are the government. And I believe that even as you try to conform, it does not make sense. Activists in social media have been calling on the members of the public to come out and defend their rights amidst the abduction reports. And you can have a look at this video.
So wewe umekaa hapo ukidhani ati baba ya Billy akilia kotini unasema ni sawa wacha alie. If we continue with our lives, let me tell you, you will lack people to fight for you whenever these things go mrama. Mtakosa watu wa kuwapigania nyinyi. And this country has been fought for so hard. Blood was poured for this country. Sasa badala ya kwanza kushinda na mambo shiko ya his style, I don't know what. Kwanza we first pause all that. Wait. Gojeeni kwanza. Monday as women, if you want to show that you are powerful and you can be organized, Monday tukutane CBD. Hakuna kushout, hakuna nini. Please learn those 2 songs. Please understand there are people who are supposed to speak. Wende uketi chini na gunia yako. Pale CBD, pale Nation Center. There will be coverage, I'm sure, from news to the Indian community. We cannot keep fighting for you while you stay in your houses as if you are not in this country of ours. Muanze kutokea hata nyinyi, najua mnasikianga Kiswahili. Muanze kutokea. We won't keep fighting for you people mukiwa manyumbani zenu. Msidhani ati ni sisi tu watoto wetu wanaweza chukulia. Hata wenyu wanaweza chukuliwa. Wanawake wa Somali in the streets. Tunataka kuona wanawake wa Jaluo in the streets. Wakale, Wakamba, Waluya, Wakikuyu, wote. Because we are all women and we give birth the same way. If there's anybody who knows how it feels like for somebody you love to be killed, it is me. Because my own father was murdered. Okay? So, ndio unaona, mimi, I know what I am talking about, and still, I get the courage to stand here and talk. Wamama wakale. Juu sisi Wakikuyu huwa tunaambiwa we are tribal. Wacha kama nyinyi mtoto wenu Kibet amechukuliwa, wacha niwaambie, wacha basi mlima itampigania. We shall fight for everybody. Sisi watoto wakizaliwa, akuwe wanani ama wanani, we all think they are equal. As we only bow down to our God. So kama mumeshindwa kupigania watoto wenu nyinyi wa mama, kama mumeshindwa kupigania mtu kama Kibet, you are like they're saying, he should have been taught by his mother. Ni sawa tu. It is okay. Wacha, we will fight. Tutapigania, ni sawa. Sisi hata hatushindi tukisema ati Ruto must go nini. No. We just want those men to be released. We want those young men to be released. Hata kama wameuliwa ni sawa. We just want to see them. That's it. Hatutaki mambo mob. Hiyo tu. Okay? And that's why we are mourning. Umeona nimeanza kulia kwa hii video because we are in mourning and you're not even understanding. You continue with your lives without realizing that young lives have been taken. You don't notice that.
Muturi contradicts both Ruto, IG, Ichung'wa, and Atwoli. Ruto have said he's not responsible on abductions. And whether it is police or it is civilians that are abducting, the investigations need to be done. And has owned up that they will stop abductions. Police boss IG Kanja is saying that police is not the one abducting anyone and that the fellows are not in any of their police stations. But at the same time, they're not saying that it is civilians abducting. Ichung'wa is saying Rigathi Gachagua is the one abducting so that he can taint the reputation of government. While Atwoli believes that some people are abducting themselves so that they can qualify for some imaginary civil society funds. I said the level of flip-flopping, the spin narratives around it is just something that can showing the suspect. In the law they say, Jarichoringo maunge malawe. Now, you will agree with me this way. The president cannot play innocence on these abductions. Not him. Not President Ruto. The state cannot play innocence in this. You cannot be in this drama series as the main actor and come out and say, I'm not part of the movie. It's not really. Cannot make sense. Kindly subscribe to our channel. We're heading to 100,000 subscribers. We are short of that target by nearly 4,000 subscribers. So just confirm your subscription. We're giving ourselves 1 month. The 4th of December, of February, when we'll be doing our February project, we'll be starting our 21st 2025 project. We shall have clicked the 100,000 subscribers. So kindly subscribe, so that we can reach the target. And I believe it is possible. I have these compelling reasons to believe that the president and Kenya Kwanza, however much they want to disassociate with it, they are not innocent around it. In the first instance is this. Despite of the tough talk of we will arrest and prosecute and investigations need to be done, I'm yet to see the Cabinet Secretary Murkomen ordering a crackdown on abductors. The video that I've shown you of Larry Madowo showing where the church, the nearby church where those young boys, where the brother Kiplagat was abducted, was picked by people alleged to be security agencies. Malari is saying that the CCTV footage from the nearby building, the church doesn't have a CCTV. The CCTV footage from the nearby building has not even been retrieved. Even in Embu, the specific places where these young boys have been picked, there is no sense of investigation. No one has even gone to try to ask the members of the public what they know about this and that. So you cannot say, and I feel, if they were honest about we don't know, then there would be a crackdown searching for these fellows that abducted. Well, on say I was said, you need to run a public service. You need to enlighten the members of the public. You need to create abduction as a public disorder danger and tell the members of the public that when someone is being picked and the person does not identify himself or herself, they need to fight back, they need to shout, and the members of the public needs to do something about it. Now, despite of the president's tough talk that will arrest and investigate, there is no sign, there is no single incident, there is no single office of civilian that have been arraigned in court over these abductions. The second bit why I believe, and I stand with what Muturi is saying, political elites are condemning abductees of disrespect to the president. It is not just a coincidence that those who have been picked are cartoonists, people who are doing several of these cartoons. So on one end, you cannot come out and condemn the abductees by saying these fellows need to respect the president. But on one side, you don't want to accept the fact that these fellows are directly being accused of, you're accusing of disrespecting the president, but you're saying it is not the president who is responsible. The political elites are not making it better. The security of the nation is a mandate of the state, not civilians. I saw a tweet by Jeremiah Kioni. I should, let me just get that tweet by Jeremiah Kioni. I saw a tweet by Kioni. Rigathi Gachagua made an allegation. I think that was on that first, that an office identified as Kibet, that Kibet was actually let me look at this. That Kibet was actually, that there is some officer somewhere known as Abel who was in charge of abductions. The guy made that utterances, and this is what Jeremiah Kennedy said. Rigathi Gachagua must stop trivializing the grave issue of abductions in the country. His sentiments about revealing those involved without following through with actionable disclosures are both irresponsible and a slap in the face to the families suffering from these tragedies. This is not a game, nor a platform for empty rhetoric. Either he provides the nation with concrete information or refrains from making misleading statements. The nation deserves decisive leadership, not theatrics. Lives are at stake, and this matter demands the utmost seriousness. Playing politics with such a sensitive issue is unacceptable and betrayal of public trust. I don't agree with Jeremiah Kioni, and this is why I don't agree with you, Kioni. Rigathi Gachagua is not in government. Rigathi Gachagua cannot take any action, even if he has information. Even if he takes that information secretly to DCI, it cannot be actionable. It cannot. What Rigathi Gachagua is doing is gratifying, is actually making the abduction be a threat to the existence of Kenya Kwanza administration. Because then from that, they can think through and say, oh, we need to do something about it. What Rigathi did is what Raila used to do when there were scandals in government. Raila, you will not expect Raila to go to DCI and start giving DCI report. No. It is, Rigathi Gachagua is not an investigator. And to my end, if you are saying trivializing, it's not it, because the state were at pressure to try to present. And in fact, what Rigathi says is that government is saying we don't know. So they are evading blame. They are playing innocent. What Rigathi is saying is you cannot be innocent on this. So I think Jeremiah Kini must be told the enemy is not Rigathi Gachagua on abductions. The enemy is the person abducting. So that energy need to be maybe taken to the right person. Ruto handlers are running more spin narratives. And I say, at least you need to choose one. Atuoli, people abducting themselves. The president asked the police, but will stop it. Ichungwa, Rigathi Gachagua is the one doing it. IG saying, we are not the ones doing it. You cannot have all this manner of statement. That is why when Muturi is saying, we cannot say, we don't have the luxury of saying we don't know, Muturi is actually on point. So on this one, I think we can do better. And the position by Muturi is one that needs to be taken by the cabinet. And even the MPs needs, when you go to cabinet, when MPs, in fact, these are the things that MPs should call for a special sitting. The speaker should call for a special sitting to discuss about it, because this is a grave concern. But we are really handling it casually. I think Muturi is right on calling out the state on their the way they're handling this thing casually. Thank you.